June 1859. A coach is traveling through northern Italy, rattling over bad roads and fording rivers in search of Napoleon III, Emperor of France, who is making war in the area. In the coach is Henri Dunant, a Swiss businessman, and he's hoping to have an audience with the Emperor. What he finds is something quite different. Near the village of Solferino, French and Austrian armies are fighting a terrible battle. By evening, all that is left on the battlefield is thousands of dead and dying men. The military medical corps is overwhelmed and cannot cope. A church in the nearby town of Castiglione is turned into a makeshift hospital. Dunant works tirelessly to organize help for the wounded. He does whatever he can to help and comfort the victims, along with simple gestures like taking down messages for their families. Dunant is joined by many local women who nurse the wounded by his side. On his return to Geneva, Dunant describes what he has seen in a book, which is published in 1862. He proposes that a society of volunteers be established in every country to protect and look after people wounded in war. Thus, a truly great idea is born. Soon afterwards, Henri Dunant and 4 other citizens of Geneva established the International Committee of the Red Cross, or ICRC. In 1864, they call a diplomatic conference, which adopts the first Geneva Convention to provide help and protection for wounded soldiers. Today, there are 4 separate Geneva Conventions. They protect wounded and sick soldiers on land, wounded, sick, and shipwrecked sailors at sea, prisoners of war, and civilians in wartime. To supplement these conventions, which were adopted in 1949, 2 further treaties have been added since. Meanwhile, the International Committee of the Red Cross has greatly expanded its activities, but its mission is still the same: helping victims of armed conflict. It does this by providing civilians with material and medical aid. Visiting prisoners of war and political detainees. Forwarding messages between members of separated families and, whenever possible, reuniting them. It also informs people about international humanitarian law and the Red Cross and Red Crescent principles. There are now over 150 National Red Cross and Red Crescent societies throughout the world. They are active in wartime, but they also have many peacetime activities, such as blood donation and disease prevention campaigns. Aid to refugees and the poor, and also first aid wherever it's needed. Since 1919, these societies have had their own organization, the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies. This federation concentrates its efforts on providing relief for victims of natural disasters, and it coordinates in peacetime the work of the national society on an international level. Today, hundreds of thousands of volunteers around the world have made the dream of Henri Dunant come true. Together, they form the International Red Cross and Red Crescent movement.